FJR3002. But you can call me whatever you want. And tonight, I would like to take you on a journey through my mind as I tell you about my top 10 first-person shooters, or FPS for short. This list is as of January 19th of 2025. So who knows what the future might hold. I don't like to think about it ever. I really like FPS as a whole, mainly because they make me feel very immersive and engaging. To me, it feels like I'm doing, the killing of innocent lives and the flying and the discovery of new mountains and whatnot. But above all, it offers the most important, most unique, and challenging, satisfying mechanics known to gamers, which is good aim. Editor, don't put a Jinxie clip. I know that's no. Don't do that. I will sue again.
Girl, get the fuck out.
I don't care if I lose. It doesn't matter. I will sue again. I will win this time. There's something so primal in my brain's chemistry that makes me like this or this. Just make me want to chug 2 whole cans of white sugar-free Monster. And by white Monster, I mean the drink, not the penis of a really hung white guy. Now, I'll be basing this list on how shooting personally makes me feel, what cool things I'm shooting with even cooler weapons. Is there anything more than just shooting in this bitch? And my most significant question, does this game need to be in first person, or would it be the same experience in third person? This is not an exclusive reference to know a good first person shooter, by the way. It's just some of my more defining standards to not just first person shooters, but as games as a whole. Sadly, I don't have a VR headset as of recording this, which means any games on that medium will not be allotted on this list. And there will be some games that just couldn't make the cut because they aren't FPS at the core, which makes games like GTA 5, a contender. Or, simply because they didn't make the cut to the top 10 of all time, okay, dog? It's as simple as that. Okay, there's only 10 slots for 10 games. That's it. Which does bring me to the honorable mentions of this list. All of these games are awesome, but there's only 10 slots, and I need to cut some of them for one reason or another. First, let's begin with, I feel like, the most controversial honorable mention, which is Halo. Look, I'ma simply put it, I didn't grow up with the franchise. I respect it a lot. It definitely pioneered the FPS console genre as a whole, and I deeply respect it for that. But sadly, I just didn't grow up with it, and I didn't see the vision, as some would say. So it sadly goes in my honorable mentions. If this was a top 20 list, maybe it'd be on the list, okay? Maybe you'd want that. I doubt you do. You're not real. Now, second is Far Cry 4. Now, my hot take is that the 4th is the best out of the entire franchise. Not only is it the one that I have the most time on, but simply the beginning, you can end the game right there through a hidden Easter egg. Like, that's so cool. Oh, I bet fucking Far Cry 3 has that. Psych, it doesn't. Okay? Or it has one cool villain and all of a sudden it's the best in the... Get out of here. Right? I like Ping, whatever his name was. I like it so much I forgot about it. But I love his queerness. He's super cool and super quirky. Okay? Moving on. We have Borderlands 2. Now, I honestly just put this because I put a lot of time when I was a kid, and it was pretty funny. Back in the day, you would have said bacon, and I would have fucking laughed my ass off. I'm not gonna lie. So it gets put on the honorable mentions. Next, we have Battlefield 4. And I feel like I love it deeply due to the fact that it was just awesome. It felt like an actual battlefield, having so many tanks and jets and buildings that could topple over entire cities and landscapes. It was one heck of a time. That's why I put it on this list. Mentions, the honorable mentions. Now, the last one, and I feel like this one is very underrated, mainly because other people or other games have done it better. But in my opinion, none of them beats Payday 2. I know there's a lot different, 4-player co-op, heist or, survival zombie games, Left 4 Dead, Killing Floor and all that. But there was something about when I played Payday 2 that just blew my mind out the water. It feels like every badass Call of Duty mission you can think of times 100. Okay, maybe not. Maybe divide that by 2. That make 50. And then divide that by 5. So that make it like 10. So essentially multiply by 10 and you have like every Payday 2 mission in the entire game. And that's what I put on the list. Also, one of the most satisfying stealth missions ever. Trust me on that. You will come. Now, the all-awaited top 10 FPS games of all time. These have to be here for a reason or another because they have some of the best memories. The best memories or feelings when playing them, or because their influence can still be felt to this day.
To this day! To this day!
At number 10, we have Counter-Strike. Now, I consider myself a somewhat competitive person. I like beating off my opponents. Don't get your hopes up, because I am kind of a new gen baby, so I've only experienced, Global Offensive and CS2, which means I don't have much nostalgia for the franchise, but CSGO as a whole is the sole reason I wanted a gaming PC for so long. So when I got my first computer in the middle of 2020 pandemic quarantine, okay, we were in dire times. My first game was undoubtedly Persona 4 Golden.
Every day's great at your Junas.
Finally got my hands on the ever elusive CSGO, and it was good. Just good. But after learning the most important gameplay mechanics and doing research and going through every resource available in the big wide web, I finally learned how to open a case, and I got a knife, and I got hooked ever since. Now, Valve, being the cool uncle that they are, can let you do a lot of wonderful things, like this. You can flip the map 45 degrees, or this. It's probably Hitler, but I really like that, and I find that very beautiful, how we can get beauty and horrors of the human mind from the workshop, and I think that's awesome. And with the sunk cost fallacy I have with this game and Valorant, I had to put it on my list. Now, at number 9, the best follow-up for this list, as prestigious as it is the father of FPS as a whole. Yeah, that's right, it's Doom. Doom is truly as kick-ass as they say it is. Now, let me be clear. Hello? Why isn't it working? Hello? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. All right. I've had very little time put into the OG games, and I have been playing more of the reboot series, but I feel like the experience are essentially the same, just maybe a bit frustrating on level design and dizzying dizzying leveling structure and progression. But it's still super good and an obvious must play for any FPS lover. You ain't down with the system, okay? More like System of a Down syndrome, kid. No, we don't. Yeah, I don't like that either. I was just, I was trying to make a joke. I feel like I have to, like, you know, be funnier. My mom's gonna take me out. And... Sorry, I'm sorry. This game is really at its best when you have every tool at your disposal. And waves of fuck-ass humongo demons and beasts keep rolling all around with unique ways to get rid of them, using different types of weaponry with an amazing soundtrack. You just fall easily into this like flow state of like gore and blood and movement and like manly stuff, you know? And that's why it's at my number 9. But actually, isn't Wolfenstein technically the father of FPS? Shut up, please. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I don't care. Okay? So, sorry you had to see that, boys. Doom. That's gonna be like my career with the freaking cancel police and whatnot. It gets me, you know. Have you ever wanted to drown in a run-down underwater city with magical drinks that give you power only told in books, with maniacs and monsters looking around every corner? Well, oh boy, is this number 8 spot for you. BioShock is an everlasting immersive setting with an ever so unique gameplay that truly makes it a pillar for the Art Deco lifestyle. This game's atmosphere is gonna drown you. Thank you. I saw you subscribe after that. Put a fucking dark witch spell. I personally love that this is the most unique setting and atmosphere in almost all of gaming. I believe it instills a unique blend of intensity and curiosity of the player that I really never get to see, making it the most memorable experience only remembered if you see the Art Deco lifestyle font or a handrail. If I had to pick one of the 3, it would have to be the first one, because I mean, come on, this shit is a classic for a reason. The many fun and interesting synergy with the spells you can make this installment really set apart from the others for me. Plus, just being a chill, nonchalant guy doing tasks kindly set it apart for me. This number 7 spot goes to a game that I feel like others in the late 2000s or 2010s kind of captivated all of us because of the difference shown at the time. Back then, all we had were just your, saturated market of simple shoot 'em ups, and when Dishonored came out, it was somewhat of a mysterious smash hit. For many, Dishonored is our first taste of a seemingly new genre with an interesting setting, expansive world layout, design that enriched anyone who had only experienced a minimal and more linear type of game, which helped it kind of take off like a rocket fueled by whale oil. There's so much in this game that every time I boot up, I end up finding some new way to enter to a building or a combo of abilities that I could have used, paired with some thick narrative connecting to a gameplay thanks to the chaos system, which I really like. It really makes this one, if not the most memorable immersive sims to date. Now, is this the best immersive sim had to offer? No, not really. But it was an amazing and outstanding crash course into the genre with an excellent and intense release drop, I wouldn't ask for anything more, honestly. But let it be known that I'm not blinded by the rose-tinted glasses, okay? I just really like this game. Sue me if you want. You will most likely win. I need to get a better lawyer now that I think about it. I'm gonna talk with my manager later. But shout out Arcane Studios. I'm excited for that new Blade game. Oh, and let's not act like Redfall exists, okay? Moving on. I don't like being a sucker, okay? Do I look like a succulent and suckable sweet treat? Depends on who you are asking. Besides that, I don't like being an average sheeple. I prefer being black. I jump out of the bowl like that one fish, and I don't like big AAA pumped out productions that don't reinvent the status quo of the franchise. But Call of Duty can be an exception. Now, I'm not saying that if you still love and play all the yearly CODs that you're hooked onto a system that is designed to keep you on the loop for as long as you can fork over $60 to $100. I'm not saying that at all. What I will say is that once upon a time, Activision were the kingpin of arcade shooters for a reason. And maybe our number 6, Black Ops 3, helped in more ways than one. This game sorta has it all. Fun, addicting multiplayer, a sincerely expansive and layered zombies experience, and a campaign. It for sure had a campaign.
Train go boom.
Movement was precise and crisp, with a ton of skillful elements to take it up a notch, mixed with beautifully laid out maps that not only took advantage, but made it essential for traversal in or around the maps. This design deviated from other jetpack shooters at the time. Not better than others for sure, which made it an impact on me. And, fun fact, was the only COD I have ever fully camera grinded and spent a lot of money on. Of course, that is but one course of the meal. When the grinding gets tough, all you want to do is lay down and roll around a couple of minutes. Zombies is right there. Except, oops, now you're doing all the bow steps to get into the final boss of Der Eisendrache, or getting the sword in Shadows, or getting the Mark III in Gorado. Oh my god, it's so much fun, man. How can you tell me this ain't the funnest thing ever? God. But fuck Activision. All my homies hate Activision. We fuck with Treyarch heavily. Now, there are way better videos other than this one for Half-Life 2. So I'm gonna just say go watch those. Okay, these are actually good. There's a reason why it's a staple in the FPS genre for so long. But if you really want my thoughts on it, all I have to say is the gravity gun. I have never seen it been done successfully in any other game. Maybe something like Control or Dead Space have done it somewhat well, but something about Valve's implementation of this mechanic feels brand new, even though it's been a decade since the initial release. It's truly a special within a special game. Fun fact, while recording this footage, I actually got a VR headset just so I could play Half-Life Alyx. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I need it so bad. Also, I would like to have VR porn, because I am addicted to pornography. I really like when games feel more like an adventure more than anything. Just me in a quirky and crazy world, unlike this one, is mostly my guilty pleasure, which is funny because I don't like isekai anime. You think, right? But like, I don't like the idea of killing myself. So for the number 4, a game in which I can participate in a toxic Yuri relationship with a gun that can make portals, called the Portal Gun, and I'm mute. Count me the fuck in, baby. Portal is such a magnificent game that truly set the bar for portal mechanics to a stupid degree. Everything feels stupidly smooth for a complex idea, and add all the different elements into a puzzle game like this. And dude, I think this is the closest you could get to the same levels of intoxication from weed without smoking, because I am a higher level being unlike any other, especially compared to my dumbass friend. You are betraying yourself out of an experience unlike any other if you haven't played this game before. You can shower in cum and water and orange juice. What is there not to love? I love this game with all my heart, but mainly because I have heavy Stockholm syndrome, and now every time anyone mentions horror of any kind, I always have to mention the number 3 spot, Resident Evil 7. From the main menu all the way to the credits, not for a single second did I have true peace in mind. Meaning I was always stressed or worried about something. As it will come to a surprise for most, my first Resident Evil experience wasn't with this game or any of the remakes. It was actually the infamous Resident Evil 6. And while I was caught up on the other entries, including this one, nothing could have prepared me for when I actually sat my ass down to play this magnificent Boyle of a game. I could talk about the many personal anecdotes for hours at this point, but all I'll say is that to truly immerse yourself, you have to pick the hardest difficulty and never watch any horror movies to know what the game is referencing, which is for many one of its downsides. It pulls a lot from other IP and established media, but other than that, it truly is a blast of horror that I won't soon forget. Again, I have been manipulated into super liking this game. I don't regret it one bit, okay? There aren't many games that can be purely fun. But for number 2, Titanfall 2 takes that challenge, twists it, throws it away, it makes me pee telepathically for fun. Because holy moly, this game is just some good old fun. You can be a pilot for a huge robot that is like 100% of little boys' dreams being realized on the screens. And that just describes video games beautifully. There is always more to it than meets the eye, cause it has one of the most satisfying movement mechanics in the industry as of now, while also having a bit of a super high skill ceiling and an oh so liberating game design, allowing you to do shit in trailers and in movies while feeling cool doing them because you put the time into the mechanics and you're doing them. Yet you don't need these intrinsic values in order to have fun, making this a one-of-a-kind multiplayer. But oh boy, am I obligated to mention the campaign. You can wall ride on different house structures that form while in air to then fight a Titan in a Nuketown-esque neighborhood. Then after that, you go into a rundown base that holds the Ark, which can make you travel between different points in time and move between both dimensions while gunfighting past and future robots, and then finally get thrown off the map by your Titan like a ball, going hundreds of miles into an array of satellites. God, this game is cool. Oh my god. But there is a game that, in my opinion, is better than all of these combined. Now, the number 1 spot originally went to Titanfall 2, but after much personal consideration, Metroid Prime is the closest I'll have to a perfect game. I love having adventures throughout the world and having multiple little secrets to discover. It feels so damn good. It makes me feel like I'm a sexy woman in a suit. On top of the fact that it also makes me stronger, just adds, in my opinion, the best layer of gameplay in the goal of defeating gigantic bugs or creatures that go invisible. Don't forget about the different cannons arms you can use that deepens the gameplay even more. And the music. My god, it's so good. All of this is to say that I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4. Oh my god. But that's it, man. That's my list. But who knows what the future holds. I still haven't tried games like Ultra Kill or Dusk or even Quake. So there's still so much more out there for me to try out. And if y'all have any suggestions, or just want to share some games you love, feel free to share them down below, in the comments here. Talk your talk, king, queen, monarch. Or if while you're down there, you could subscribe, follow, and whatnot. Really helps out. It makes me feel cool. Or alternatively, you could give me some top. Sorry. Goodbye.